this is a great honor for every fan of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm honored to be in the NFL.
What can I say? Mamba out.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to the afternoon show presented by ESCN. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez and Jay McLovin. How's it going, guys?
Pretty good.
Yeah, it was a so-so weekend for me. Cowboys got the dub. It was ugly. Longhorns got the dub. Again, ugly. And the Astros got a loss. So, yeah, there's my weekend, Gonzo. How was yours? I hope it was better than mine. Oh, that's right. Y'all got to win, didn't you?
Yeah, football teams, IU did great. Of course, we expected that.
Yeah.
Who they was playing, but the Colts played pretty well, and so that was good. Now the Reds is a different story. We'll talk about that a little later. Well, guys, let's jump into some college football. Got some scores here, and then got some games to go over. Start off, we had a Georgia Tech upsetting Clemson, 24-21. Number 12 Clemson, which I don't know why they was number 12, but we had Georgia in overtime. Great game. I watched it, winning 44-41 on Tennessee. Tennessee's kicker missed a big kick and a chance for them to win the game, so that was a crazy game. Texas 27-10 over UTEP. We had Vanderbilt upsetting number 11 South Carolina 31-7. Alabama 38-14 on Wisconsin. LSU, number 3 LSU defeated Florida 20-10. Number 4 Oregon 34, Northwestern 14. Number 16 Texas A&M 41 and Notre Dame 40. That was a pretty good game. Watched quite a bit of that. Number 17 Ole Miss 41, Arkansas 35. Caught the end of it. It was good. Number 1 Ohio State 37-9 over Ohio. Number 2 Penn State 52-6 over Villanova. We had number 5 Miami 49 and South Florida 12. So they handled South Florida very well. And number 22 IU 73 and Indiana State 0. Guys, the first game I wanted to mention, and also if you have any games that I want to talk about, bring them up. First one was Georgia Tech winning 24-21 over Clemson, number 12 Clemson. Chris, your thoughts on that game?
Clemson should never been ranked as high as they've been ranked. They were one of the most overhyped teams coming into the college football season. Everybody talking about how they were going to be national championship contenders, and Clemson was going to be back, and then hell, they should be 0-3. They got lucky to beat Troy last week, or they would be 0-3 right now. But Georgia Tech's a lot better team than what people give them credit for. I watched them play their first game of the season earlier this year against Colorado, and pretty much controlled most of that game. Other than there in the fourth quarter, their defense gave up a couple big plays, but they could. I watched a lot of that game Saturday, and Georgia Tech controlled most of that game. Clemson was playing catch up pretty much the whole game, try to get back and get the lead. But yeah, to me, Clemson isn't a top 25 team, and Georgia Tech should be in the top 25.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I think they should be. I like the way Georgia Tech plays. I don't think they're a top 10 team. I don't believe, but they're a solid program. I like them a lot. And yeah, Clemson just don't. Yeah, they're not a top 25 team. I don't know if they're a top 50 team. At least not right now, for sure. Jay, your thoughts?
Yeah, it was actually a low penalty game, so you really can't blame that. The only difference was those 2 turnovers. Two turnovers that Clemson had that really kind of hurt them, especially when you lose by 3. I don't know, man. Clemson, Dabo Swinney, they haven't looked like Clemson since Trevor Lawrence was there way back when. I mean, that team has just been kind of, hit or miss. It seems like for like the last however many years it seems like since Trevor Lawrence was there. So, Georgia Tech, they're a big time running school, 211 yards, but he had 42 rushing for 3.5 yards. So it wasn't like they were just going out there and blowing you out with massive yardage. They were just taking time of possession in those couple of turnovers that they got. So Georgia Tech capitalized where Clemson couldn't, and I think that's really ultimately what it came down to. One was able to rush the ball and have possession a lot longer than the other one did.
Big Glenn, you got any thoughts on this one?
Clemson overrated. Georgia Tech. Yeah,
overrated.
Yeah, pretty much.
Overrated.
You know how that defensive back was from Jacksonville that was given like a scouting report for all the players he's went up against. That's pretty much my thoughts on that as far as Clemson is concerned. And Georgia Tech should definitely be in the top 25. They've been overrated at times, so.
Next up, guys, probably the game of the week. Number 6, Georgia against Tennessee. I think Tennessee was ranked also, I think 14 for 15, something like that. Georgia pulling out the win 44-41. Tennessee should have won it in regulation. Kicker missed the kick. Chris, what are your thoughts on that game?
No, this is a real good game. I thought Georgia's defense surprised me. I thought Georgia's defense would be able to slow Tennessee down a little bit better than what they were able to. Like you said, Tennessee should have won that game. Wasn't able to hit the kick, and then going to overtime and losing. But it was a real good game. I'm sure we're going to see these two teams match up again. The Tennessee quarterback Aguilar, he impressed me because he's never. I mean, he hasn't been in a big moment like this. A lot of people forget Tennessee had a different quarterback last year that left and went to UCLA, which didn't make no sense. But they brought this guy in, and I mean, he got thrown in the biggest moment he's had in his career, and it wasn't too big for him. So I think if you're Tennessee, you learned a lot about your young quarterback, and for Georgia, you got to fix that defense. That's why Georgia's always hangs their hat on it is their defense, especially with this young quarterback they have right now, which I like. This Gunnar Stockton. I think he's going to be good, but he's not what they had in Carson Beck last year either. Carson Beck's more experienced, so they're going to have to hang their hat in that defense. If their defense is going to be giving up in the 40s, it's going to be hard for Georgia to get where they want to go. But these are two of the best teams Tennessee and Georgia, both of them are two of the best teams in college football right now, and they showed it Saturday.
Yeah, Tennessee, Aguilar, what impressed me, he got off to a great start, and then Georgia kind of figured him out a little bit, and he struggled a little bit, but then he came back towards the fourth quarter and played a great fourth quarter. So I like the way, I like the way he played. I was really impressed with him. I agree with you. Yeah, it was a great game. These two teams are going to be right there with a good chance to make the playoffs. Jay?
Yeah, one of the biggest things for me is if you look at this game statistically, I mean, they're both pretty much right there with each other. The only big difference was the fact that Georgia had 5 penalties and Tennessee had 10, and Georgia had, I believe, Tennessee had 2 turnovers. So it was really the turnovers and penalties I think that cost them the most. When you look at everything else, I mean, they're statistically, they played about the same kind of game. Like you said, defense, I think Tennessee sacked Georgia 3 times and Georgia sacked them once. So, yeah, obviously there wasn't a whole lot of defense in this game, as obviously the points dictate that. But I think what hurt Tennessee the most was just those turnovers and the penalties. They just couldn't overcome that.
And Big Glenn?
These two definitely will be the playoffs. It wouldn't surprise me if they end up matching up in the playoffs in that way, or the SEC championship or something like that,
Next up, we had LSU, number 3 LSU 20 and Florida 10. Chris, I want to ask you what you thought about this game, but I also want to ask you, watching this game, do you think LSU is going to be able to score enough points? I know they got a good defense. Do you think they'll be able to score enough points to have a chance to win a national championship?
I think so because this was just one game where they didn't their offense hasn't really put up as many points, kind of struggle a little bit. But with that defense they have, they're not going to have to score. Most games they're not going to score a lot of points because there's not going to be many games where I think their defense is going to give up more than probably 25 points. So as long as their offense can get in the 20s, they're going to have a chance to win about every game. So yeah, but no, I think LSU is right up there. I put them right up there as one of the best teams, and they're going to probably be the team in the SEC that's going to battle against Georgia and Tennessee right now. I think them would be the top three teams in my mind right now in the SEC.
Let me ask you.
Texas hasn't been performing. LSU's probably you have to have LSU and then either Georgia or Tennessee right up there at the top of that conference right now.
Yeah, Alabama doesn't look super great. Who if you had to make a pick right now between LSU and Georgia, who would you pick? And let's say on a neutral field, because I think, let's say they make the playoffs and they play each other on a neutral field. Who would you pick?
Right now, I'd pick LSU.
Okay.
They have the better defense, and usually defense is what wins you championships. So I would go with LSU right now.
Jay?
Yeah, this LSU game, I guess Florida. Florida came in with a little bit of hype into the season, and I think once Southern Florida put it on them and took the win, they just got to some of the wins out of their cell. I think this is very much a defensive-minded game. Even on LSU, man, LSU is very anemic offensively. They only had, 220 yards of passing, and they had 80 or 102 yards of rushing. So I don't know. It wasn't the same thing on Florida's side, right? LSU did give up 4 sacks on offensive line, whereas the Gators gave up 6. Excuse me, not 6. I was looking at the third down. That's not the number I was wanting. I apologize. Yeah, I apologize on that one. I'm thinking of interceptions. That's the number I was thinking of. Where Florida had 5 interceptions to LSU's 1. It was just a lot more defense. LSU did a good defensive game. They didn't really have to score a lot to beat Florida, honestly. LSU, they're the number 3 spot, but I think they move out of that number 3 spot. I do. I mean, I know they have a great defense, but I was not impressed enough with them offensively. So I don't know if they hang on to that number 3 spot. Texas Hampshire ain't getting it. Who would you move up in front of LSU? That's a good question, man. I'd have to say, who's number 4 right now in the standings? Who's got number 4 spot?
Well, I haven't seen the new ones. I know Ohio State's up there, Penn State's up there.
They just announced Clemson dropped out.
Yeah, I'm sure Clemson was dropping out after that loss they just took. I had not seen the new rankings to even know who's in the number 4 spot. Last time I saw the rankings when we first started.
Yeah.
But I think, you know what, by and large, the SEC has not looked as dominant as they have in years past. Yeah, you're seeing other schools put on some dominant roles, and the SEC is just kind of playing blah a little bit,
I think you're seeing a lot more balanced because, like I said, with
NIL, baby,
players going different places, with the money situation, and they can leave anytime they want. It's kind of evening out. Before it was always the SEC, then the Big Ten, and now I think the Big Ten is caught up with SEC, and then there's other teams, other leagues coming up too. So it's pretty spread out now. Big Lynn, your thoughts on that game?
The game. Which game was that again?
It was LSU and Florida.
Oh yeah, LSU. LSU. They look fantastic. Obviously, they got a good defense. I mean, to answer your question that you gave Chris, I do think that they can score enough to win the championship or beat Georgia. I mean, we've seen a great defense. This is comparing NFL to college, but it gets the point across, obviously. But seeing Peyton Manning having no arm his last season in Denver, they had a great defense, so I could see him doing something like that, obviously.
Georgia, that's who I think could move up. Miami is, I think, not. Miami has the 4 spot. Georgia's in the 5 spot, but I see Georgia moving up into that top 4.
I think I don't disagree. I think I would take Miami over Georgia right now. I think Miami's been real impressive. I think been more impressive than Georgia
Yeah,
overall.
yeah.
Uh,
I just don't think LSU has enough to hold on to that number 3 spot. Defensively, yes. Offensively, I'm not impressed with them.
well, they had a big win. Was it the first game of the season, Chris? They beat a ranked team.
Yeah.
Who was?
LSU.
Yeah, they beat somebody who was ranked higher than them first game of the season. So I think that's one reason why they're so high. I don't remember who they beat, but they beat somebody with that.
They beat.
I don't remember.
Hold on, I'm looking it up because I can't remember off the top of my head. But
Well, they beat USC, it looks like, on September 1st, and then South Carolina.
they beat Clemson first game of the season when Clemson was ranked.
Because Clemson was ranked higher than them, and they beat and they handled
that one.
Yeah, and Clemson fell off the mountain there. Okay, guys.
Yeah.
Next game, we got a couple more games. Next, Texas A&M 41, Notre Dame 40. Chris, is Notre Dame in trouble? I mean, they played 2 pretty good teams. And now they're 0-2. What do you think about Notre Dame?
I think they're could be in trouble and trying to make the playoffs. I think it's crazy that they're still ranked. I heard that they were still ranked in 0-2. So that's a little crazy. They're a good team. They're not a bad team. The 2 games they've lost now have been close games against good opponents. They're just not been consistently as good on defense this year as they were last year, and that's hurting them. The young quarterback Carr, I think is going to end up being a real good quarterback for him. Hasn't played terrible, but their defense hasn't been at the same level as it was last year when they went on made it to the national championship game, and they got to get that figured out. And they ain't been able to get their run game going as good this year so far with Love as I expected them to. But yeah, if they're going to make the college football playoffs, they basically going to have to run the table now to even have a shot.
Yeah, I think you're right. Jay?
Yeah. Clearly, neither one of those teams decided they wanted to play defense that day, right? I mean, it was just going to see who could slug it out the farthest, and that was going to be your winner, right? I mean, Carr didn't do bad, almost 300 yards, 1-1, touching a pick. I mean, Jeremiah Love ran for 94 yards, on 23 carries. So I mean, they had it. It's not like they weren't able to put the yardage up, right? I mean, it was 147 yards of rushing. So yeah, but and then you look at A&M, but A&M, Jesus, man, they could. That one guy, what was his name? The one that got like 200 yards. Was it 200 yards? I don't know. I'm thinking. That's right. I'm on the wrong one. For Texas, the one that got 200 yards passing. Mario Craver, 7 catches, 200 yards. I don't know. Did somebody not think to double team this guy?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, when he's averaging like 30 yards a catch, I mean, I would have had a safety drop down on top of him, and had that safety give him some help, because that dude just flat out lit him up for 200. And then it's not like they were running the ball bad either, because Moss gave you 81 at 4.1 yards a carry. I mean, they were able to run the ball. They were able to pass the ball, a little bit more yardage than what Notre Dame did. But at the end of the day, they won it by 1 point. But, 1 point gets a W. So it was a W for A&M, but they definitely got to work on that defense. You can't give up 40 points. And I feel bad for Notre Dame. I mean, I feel like that dude just yanked the dollar out from under him and said, "Oh, you almost had it, but you didn't quite get it there." So, yeah, I feel bad for Notre Dame to fight 40 points and then still come away with a loss. That sucks. That sucks.
Yeah, I thought they had the game won. And boy, Texas A&M went down there and took care of it. Big Glenn?
Yeah, Notre Dame's in trouble, man, and stuff. So I don't think they'll make the playoffs. They might win the rest of their games, but man, they're gonna struggle to get into the playoffs, and I don't think they will.
Yeah, it's not looking good. And they have to run the table. I don't know what their schedule is, but their schedule, and that's the thing, just like Saban said, shouldn't penalize teams for playing a tough schedule. I mean, they've come out and played. I think that's one reason Chris said they shouldn't be ranked. You had people. I seen somebody online bitching because USC's 25th, and they're 24, and they're 0-2. Well, they played two really good teams where USC hasn't played very good teams. So I kind of understand, but I also understand usually a team that's 0-2 usually is not ranked. But usually to start the season, they haven't played that tough. Most teams don't play that tough of a schedule. So I do give Notre Dame credit for playing a tough schedule to start off. Couple more games next off, a team that Jay I think could be in trouble because they're not living up to the hype. And I know you said a lot of it's the quarterback. Texas, only number 7 Texas only defeating UTEP 27-10. And did Texas hold on to that 7 spot, or should they move back?
No, they're gonna move back. It's just a matter of time. Yeah, Arch Manning. Jeez, man, how are you gonna put up 114 yards of passing on freaking UTEP? UTEP, bro. These are the games that you're supposed to be blowing out. These are the games you're supposed to be using as momentum builders. So when you play the other big teams like Georgia or A&M or Oklahoma or whoever it is they put in front of us, we can go in there with some confidence, a little bit of swag. That's the problem with Arch. He's too white. He ain't got no swag. I'm being silly. I'm totally messing up that last comment, but I'm just saying the dude has no swag, man. None. Zero. Matter of fact, I don't know if you noticed watching, but when he goes out on the field, I actually feel nervous because he has no confidence when he goes out there. He goes out there and he looks like a kid who's trying to figure it out on the fly rather than having a well put together execution plan, having a good game plan, having good practices, and having good confidence. And he has none of it. Like zero.
Jay, did you watch the game? I didn't watch the game.
I watched the damn game. That's why I was saying I was like, it was horrible.
Well, my question, since I didn't watch the game and you did, I want to ask you a question. Did the offensive line hold up pretty well, or did they put a lot of pressure on them? How was that? Because I didn't watch the game. I haven't looked at the stats.
They didn't. No, they weren't out there just gunning them and killing them. No, he had time to play. He had time to make good plays. He just wasn't made. It was almost kind of like he would see his first read. When his first read wasn't there, then he'd start panicking, and he couldn't figure out where to go with the ball next. And that's usually when the defense was by that time catching up to him and putting him in bad situations. But it's his reading of which is weird because his uncle was the best at reading defense. It's audible and doing all of those kinds of things. You would think that, as much time as I'm sure Peyton has spent with Arch as his nephew, you got to imagine he's throwing some things in there, telling him how to read defenses, what to look out for, this, that. You can't tell me those conversations aren't happening in that family. But yet, for some reason, he looks like he can't read his way out of a paper bag. It's ridiculous. Is what it is.
Chris, your thoughts on the game?
Texas knowing what they were supposed to do. They won the game. Did they win it spectacular fashion? No, but the bottom line is you want to win the game. You're not going to play every game great. Arch will be fine. But the biggest problem around Arch right now, in my opinion, there's two things. Main problem is the media. The media is the one that keeps doing all the hyping. He ain't the one out there doing all the talking. And the other big problem I think Texas has right now is a Steve Sarkisian problem. I think Steve Sarkisian's play calling has been fucking terrible since the start of this season. If you watch the games, the play calling has not been good. The play calling he's usually a good play caller, but for some reason this year he's not been in a rhythm at all. I think that's had a lot to do with it. To me, I don't put it all on Arch Manning. Like Jay said, he don't look like he's prepared, this, that, and that. Whose fault would that be? That'd be Steve Sarkisian's fault. That's the head coach's fault. He's supposed to be the quarterback whisperer. You got a young quarterback. Why isn't he prepared? So I put a little more to blame on Sarkisian than I do all on Arch, but I don't think the play calling with a young quarterback to get him in a rhythm has been great. It seems like they just want to come out and they're trying to force the issue that, oh, we have to throw the football because he has to throw 400 yards or we're going to hear everybody bitch, instead of coming out, run the ball, let your run game open up your pass game and kind of take some of the pressure off. And I haven't seen Texas do that yet.
Bro, they ran the ball 55 times.
No, I'm talking about the beginning of games when they just come out and start throwing. I'm not talking necessarily about this game.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
Are you saying more like
other
if
bigger
they
teams.
start their drives off with the running play rather than starting it off with the passing play, or
what I'm saying
they're
is
doing it too much with the passing play first?
I think that there's times at the start of the games where they come out and they'll run like 8 or 9 pass plays in a row, and then instead of starting with the run and trying to open your offense, they come out and try to force the pass a little bit too much at the beginning of the game. And I think that can be, and not just them. I see a lot of teams do that, and I think that gets your quarterback out of rhythm a little bit.
Big Glenn?
Sarkisian came because we have a dollar trade paper back at this point right now, because the play calls I've been there, and you can tell based on the quarterback play and the play calling and stuff. So hopefully Texas gets figured out. They're better than what their record or their rating would be, obviously because they're close games. But yeah.
Again, I didn't watch the game. It's hard for me to comment very much on it, but with Jay saying they ran the ball 55 times, I think right there, if you ran the ball 55 times, that's one reason why you probably scored 27 points.
I mean,
I
get the run should be open, setting up the pass, but even though they were still running the ball heavily, it didn't really do much for Archie's production. He only got 114 11. I think he went 11 to 30 or 11 to something. Let me look back on that.
Is Jalen Hurts is Jalen Hurts overrated?
No, absolutely not. But I know that question wasn't for me.
I'm just saying he only threw for 100 yards yesterday, but they won the game.
No, we're not comparing Jalen Hurts to Arch Manning. I mean, Jalen Hurts, I'm
not comparing Jalen to Arch Manning. What I'm saying is, it don't matter how many yards you have as long as you win the game.
No, okay, and that's great when you get a win against a sorry UTEP team. I'm sorry, they're not the greatest team in the world, but all of a sudden when they go up against an Ohio team, well, then it is a problem because they can't match up with that. Archie cannot match up with those kind of teams.
Not just Archie. The whole team can't match up with Ohio State. Not just Archie.
Yeah, but I think a lot of that
we've seen that Ohio State story so much.
Quarterback on Texas' team in there, and they're still not going to match up with Ohio State. So it's not just Archie.
I think Jay, and I'm not.
And Archie hasn't been great. He hasn't been great. But it ain't all just him either.
I'm just trying to tell you, I watched them games, and I have not once had confidence in that boy at all. Not once. And you could probably say a lot of it may be Sarkisian's issue because maybe he's not developing Archie like he should be. So
that jersey on that wall saying a whole other story there, Jay.
What I buy into is them not having him ready, not having him prepared. To go into these games. Because he looks like when he goes in both of these games, he has not looked like he is prepared. He looks like a lamb going out to the slaughterhouse. And that probably is Sarkisian or the quarterback coach or the offensive coordinator for Texas. I mean, there's probably a number of people that are responsible for that.
There's some kind of disconnect there. I can't argue that.
For sure.
Yeah, I can't argue that. But also though that everybody just got so hyped for him, and he never really played that much. I don't know why there was. But I know why. It's because of his last name.
Of course.
If his last name was Robbins, nobody would be having this, going this crazy. I'm going crazy because last name's Manning. And the fact, I know you said it's his uncle. I mean, how many people live up to the hype of somebody, a great star? There's no way he's going to live up to Peyton. He'd be lucky to
I
live up
think he
to
has to live up to him. He just has to go out there and play his typical Manny ball. Because look, Eli came out, no problems, did great.
No.
Cooper, I mean, his dad probably would have did great if he hadn't gotten in. I mean, everybody in that family has had success. I think Archie is the first one that we've really watched stumble.
He played 3 fucking games.
Yeah,
Now you know he's not going to have
Hey,
success.
I don't want to hear it.
How
You
you
see
know
how
he's
much
not-
money he had boys
Wait a minute.
collecting?
How do you know he's not going to have success? He's only played 3 fucking
Well,
games.
I'll tell you what, when I see
how the whole
when I-
season goes.
I'll tell you what, when I see him come on that field and look like a quarterback and not a scared kid, yeah, then I'll give him some respect. So far, I've seen him look unprepared and look nervous as hell. I have not seen that quarterback that we're giving all this NIL money to. And by the way, if I'm a booster that's paying money for Archie through Texas, I'd be pissed right now. Is this where our money got us? All this money we gave Archie, and this is a product we get in return. Saying the number 9 recruit out of 300 for Ohio State looked better than this guy, and he didn't get half the damn endorsement, damn dog. And he only had 24 snaps in college football. But yeah, he looked great. He looked like freaking Joe Namath out there.
Sounds like to me you're telling me that Texas people aren't very smart because they paid the wrong person.
Well, hello,
I
Frankie.
wouldn't say that. I mean, we're smarter than Indiana. I'll give you that much, but no, I don't know if we're smarter than Indiana. I don't know. You might be dumb. I don't know.
Hey, Frankie, let me hear it, man.
I mean, it's ridiculous, though. Look, you gave this man this much damn money. And this dude talking about, well, I don't know if I'm going to stay here. I know what my grandfather's talking about. I'm going to stay at Texas until 2026. I didn't say that. I'm probably be going pro. Number 1, Heisman Trophy candidate.
He never
Dude,
said that.
come
He
on,
never
man.
said that. Arch Manning never said he was going to go number 1 and win the Heisman Trophy.
No, I made that up. That was me being sarcastic. I was being sarcastic because I felt like it goes back to what you were saying earlier, or what Tony was saying earlier about being overhyped. But he did come out, and when he was asked about what his grandfather said about him staying until college till 2026, he did say that. I don't know where he got that from. I believe it was more of his exact quotation, and he kind of just left it at that. But look, let's be honest. I can read between the lines. If he's telling the media that I didn't say I was going to stay here to 2026, then he's kind of leaving the door open that he might go in the first round. My point is this: how are we putting this man at the first round when he's giving us dog crap poo-poo, and he really hasn't played much football other than the 4 games he did have last year when Quinn Ewers went down with injury. But those schools were like underranked teams. They were like Mississippi State. There's like a couple other teams in there that I can't honestly remember because it doesn't really matter who they were. It's not like he was going up against the best competition in the world. So he might have looked okay. I just think we've overhyped this kid too much.
Welcome to the stage, Frankie.
Frankie, you got an opinion on this?
I don't need to put an opinion because I've been saying it since day 1 of last year that he's a hype talk Manning. Obviously, he's a Texas guy, so Jay's gonna hype him up that the way he did. And now that he's actually being a full starter, Jay's actually seeing the true his true playing potential. And the only reason why if he goes and gets drafted, or he goes to the NFL draft and he gets drafted in the first round, is because it's to a team that needs a quarterback, and that needs a quarterback now, not tomorrow. That's the only way I can see him going in the first round. Other than that, he's definitely not a first round draft pick. I feel like he should not worried about what his grandfather is saying, not worry about what other people are saying, but worry about yourself. If you feel like you're not ready for the NFL, don't rush yourself, kid. Keep playing college until you're good. Don't be like all these other people that just want to chase their dreams. Your dream is going to come to you. You're already right there. You're already there. You're a starter quarterback for Texas. You're right there. So just worry about your game skills and get better. That's all. At the end of the day, I've always said since day 1, he's a hype talk Manning. That's it.
I think it goes back to what y'all were saying earlier, though. And I fully agree with this. I don't think that Sarkisian is getting him prepared for these games. I just don't think he has a good preparation going into them. I mean, it looks like if you watch him, he just looks unprepared. The whole thing does. So I definitely put a lot of that on Sarkisian too. I don't know what he's doing over there, but he definitely needs to do either a better job, or we need to get a coach in there that can do a better job.
Yeah, I would agree with you on this game, UTEP. I don't necessarily agree with you on the Ohio State game. You're going to Ohio State, your first big game ever, and he didn't play great, but he had more throwing yards than the guy from Ohio State did. He actually probably had a better game overall than the guy from Ohio State did. And so that was the biggest stage you could possibly be on. First game of this, your first real game playing, and they barely lost the game. So I don't know about if he was underprepared for that game. There was something wrong with this game. Yeah, I think there's a disconnect there with the coach and the quarterback. But we'll see, guys. Let's move on to some NFL. I'm gonna give the scores here, and then we'll talk about some games. I'm gonna talk about, first of all, Thursday's game. It was Green Bay won 27-18 over Washington. We had Dallas with a big comeback over the Giants, 40-37. Seattle defeated Pittsburgh 31-17. The Rams 33, Tennessee 19. Buffalo 30-10 over the Jets. New England pulled it out over Miami 33-27. Cincinnati 31-27 over Jacksonville. San Francisco 26-21 over New Orleans. Baltimore all over Cleveland 41-17. Detroit destroyed Chicago 52-21. Indy pulled it out 29-28 over Denver. Philadelphia defeated Kansas City in the Super Bowl matchup from last year, 20-17. Arizona 27-22 over Carolina, and a horrendous football game to watch last night. Atlanta defeated Minnesota 22-6. First game I want to bring up, guys, since Chris wasn't on Friday, I wanted to just get his thoughts real quick on Green Bay and what Green Bay did on Thursday night to Washington.
Oh no, Green Bay's been impressive so far. Both their games, they were real impressed. What I've been impressed with most about Green Bay so far is really their defense. Their defense has really improved, especially from over the last couple of years since they brought in this Halfley last season. He's really he has this defense playing a lot better than what they were. So yeah. You'd have to have Green Bay right up there as one of the most impressive teams out of the NFC right now. It'd be interesting if they're going to be able to keep it going, but no, they looked real good Thursday night against the Commanders. Commanders offense couldn't get no rhythm at all.
Yeah, I agree. I think we'd already give our thoughts on that game on Friday. The first game we'll talk about, we're going to go with Dallas first, and we'll do New England. Frankie's with us, and then we'll talk Indy. We'll talk about our teams first, and then I got a couple other games, and then the other games you guys want to talk about, we will. First of all, Dallas defeated the Giants 40-37. Dallas had 478 yards of total offense. The Giants had 506 and had 422 passing. Jay, your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, first off, hats off to Devontae Williams in that run game. I watched that dude jump over another guy, land on one foot, kept going. I mean, it was incredible. But no, what do I think about this game? I think Dallas has no rushing defense. I think Dallas has no secondary defense. I think Dallas just don't have a defense, period. They went out and got Jadeveon Clowney on a 1-year, $6 million deal. I guess they're going to put him in there for certain packages or whatever to try to spark some sort of pass rush. But, I mean, I saw Malik Neighbors open in the end zone, touchdown. I saw Robinson alone in the end zone, touchdown. And Trey Diggs looked like he was discombobulated a couple of times. Now, I don't know. This Dallas Cowboys, they were bailed out by their offense. Luckily, the offense played good. Pickens, I think, got a touchdown out of it. But Dak didn't look bad. You know, he did have one interception, but it is what it is. But it just looked ugly all over the place defensively. Just looked ugly. Like the running game could just do whatever they wanted. Passing game could do whatever they wanted. But that damn it was ugly. Now Turpin did get taken out. I don't know if he's hurt now, but they did take him out. He was our return guy, so we'll see what happens to our return game going forward. But it was just ugly, man. And what I learned from that is Dallas will probably finish at number 3 in our division. I hate to say that, but that's probably where we're going to wind up finishing. And it's clearly on the defense, not so much on the offense, but clearly on the defense.
Yeah, I agree, Jay. I seen a lot of that game, and you guys got the lead, and then you let a guy get behind you 10, 15 yards, just get a touchdown. Then it happened again. And really, your offense did play well, but the guy that really saved their ass was that kicker.
Aubrey, for sure. And also, I will tell you this: the one The one thing I'm taking away from this team already, there's one thing I am specifically taking away is number one, we are back to the run game. Schottenheimer is definitely a running type of coach, which is good to see. I think it takes some of the pressure off of Dak, to be honest with you. So I like to see them establishing the run game. Both of the games they've established the run game. But mostly, what I'm really surprised the most is how disciplined this team is playing. We've only had like 2 or 3 penalties last game. I think we've had 7 penalties, I think, in 2 games combined. I mean, that's incredible. When you know what the Cowboys were before this, you appreciate the fact that we only had 3 penalties. Typically, we average about 9 or 10, and the fact that we're averaging 2 or 3,
especially under McCarthy and Garrett.
We have not seen this level of discipline since Wade Phillips, and I'll end it with that.
Big Glenn, your thoughts?
It's going to be obviously a lot different than what Jay was saying, and I'll just reiterate some of what I said in the group chat yesterday. Cowboys didn't deserve to win this game, even though the box score says otherwise, and the kicker bailed us out. Russell Wilson, played a hell of a game that, honestly, the Giants should have won yesterday, but the Cowboys got done. So,
Okay. Chris?
To me, this was a game where we learned that maybe the Cowboys wasn't as good as we thought after week 1, and we learned that the Giants might be a little bit better than what we thought after week 1. And when I say that, I don't mean that the Cowboys are bad at all, but the Cowboys played the Eagles week 1, lost that game, and we all still felt pretty good about the Cowboys. Where they won this game, and you don't feel as good about the Cowboys as you did after that first game. To me, the biggest difference in this game, only thing that hurt the Cowboys mainly was giving up deep passes. You clean that up.
Making Russell look like Joe Montana.
You clean that up, and this game isn't close.
Right.
That was the main thing. I mean, I know Giants had 80 yards rushing. Yeah, you'd like to clean that up a little bit, but that's not crazy rushing.
I'm okay with 80 yards.
Yeah, they had 400 and something yards passing, and it was basically the deep ball that deep ball is what kept them in that game, hitting the big plays to Neighbor and that. They cleaned that up. I think Dallas will be fine. And then the Giants showed what they can look like if their quarterback is playing decent. And Russell Wilson looked a hell of a lot better throwing the ball this week than what he did last week. Last week he couldn't complete no deep passes, and this week it was like he was handing the damn ball off to him 60 yards down the field. So, but to me, I still think Dallas is a pretty good football team. I'm not going to overreact over. Hey, you won the game. Sometimes you have to win some ugly ones. That's how the NFL works to get through the season and get to the playoffs. You're going to have to win games like this when you don't play your best. But I think if Dallas can clean up their pass defense, I think they'll be fine. And I think the Giants are a better team than what people think. I thought that before the season. I thought they were going to be better this year, and I think that showed a little bit yesterday that they're better than what they looked in week 1. But yeah, I ain't going to overact too much. But Dallas was able. Hey, sometimes you have to win the ugly ones. They just got to take care of their pass defense, and I think they'll be okay there in the East.
Frankie, your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, it was a good win for Dallas. I definitely was pulling it for Dallas on this game, just because that's the team I picked to win. It was definitely a good game on both sides of the ball. It's just like Jay said to me. It's defensively for Dallas, and like Chris said, you can't be giving up those deep ball passes. I mean, when you got, I think it's like second down or third down with the game on the line, and you give Russell Wilson a vintage 60-yard plus to Malik Nabers to get the lead and stuff, that's got to get cleaned up. But I do believe that Dallas is gonna fix that and see what else that they need to improve on. Like Chris said, they almost beat Philly last week. Then you got back-to-back division rival games, and you finally get the win over the Giants, and that's just normal, right? Dak Prescott's like, I think they're like on a 13-14 game winning streak now or something like that against the Giants. So that's just normal. It just shows that the Giants can't hang in there now with an actual elite quarterback like Russell Wilson. So I knew that the Cowboys were going to win. I felt like this is more of a game of can the Giants, can we see something different out of the Giants? And I think that, like Chris said, they proved that they can hang in there with those top tier teams. But then again, Tony, this is the Giants and the Cowboys. Listen, Jay, you accept what I say, but now here it comes. This is the Giants and the Cowboys. The Giants are going to be in fourth place. The Cowboys will be lucky to make the playoffs, and if they do make it, it don't matter. They're going to lose it anyway. It don't matter. We don't care about this goddamn game. Good job, Jay. You got to win. Congratulations, but the hell with both these teams.
Hey, I say the same. Hey, I say the same thing about New England, man. Trust me. What the hell? Nobody cares about that garbage team.
Well, we're going to talk about New England, but real quick, we'll let Frankie start off about the New England Miami game. But real quick, I just seen that J.J. McCarthy looks like he's going to be out for Minnesota next game, and Carson Wentz will be starting on Sunday. It looks like. Frankie, you guys pulled out a win, 33-27 over Miami. Your thoughts on the game?
It was amazing. The Patriots dominated the ball. I know the score-wise looks different, and that was because of defense. Miami, I seen it. Miami started running some different plays after their third possession of offense, and the Patriots just, they were lucky to hang in there. But overall, if you was to look at, the stat sheets and everything like that, the Patriots dominated that entire game. Time of possession, offensive plays on the ground, offensive yards on the air. I mean, the Patriots honestly dominated the Dolphins in this game. I'm really pleased on what I saw in the offensive part. I like to see a little bit of improvement on the defensive part, but let's not forget Christian Gonzalez did not play. That's the guy that should have locked up Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill ended up walking away with over 100 receiving yards. I believe if Christian Gonzalez was playing, Tyreek Hill wouldn't have gotten that many yards. So I'm patiently waiting for him to come back from his hamstring injury. But other than that, defensively or offensively, we looked great, man. Ramondre Stevenson looked great last night on the ground. Drake May looked great, throwing the ball, rushing the ball, everything he had to do. Mac Hollins got a touchdown. Drake May threw a beautiful pass to Keyshawn Boutte. So I mean, it was really a good game offensively for the Patriots, and to walk away with a win, which kind of scared me a bit because at the end of it was the fourth quarter. Miami ran it back for a 74-yard punt return for a touchdown, and literally 12 seconds after that, my boy Antonio Gibson runs it back for a 90-yard kickoff return to give us back the lead. I was like, let's go. This is what I'm talking. This is Patriot football right here. We let them score, but we come back on the field like, no. We had the lead. We're going to keep that shit. You took it, but we're going to come back. I like that. I liked the game last night. It was really great. And I can't wait to play the Steelers next week, man. A-Rod is coming, man. A-Rod, we coming, man.
Okay. Chris, your thoughts on the game?
No, it was a good game. The main thing for New England, I agree with Frankie. They look good on offense. Their defense, I didn't think they looked terrible other than penalties. You got to cut some of those penalties down. They had 12 penalties, but New England had 5 sacks on defense. So I mean, you cut some of them penalties out because the penalties keep some drives going. But Drake May, I think he's going to end up being a pretty good quarterback in the NFL. I think you keep seeing him improve. I thought he looked good yesterday. So, I thought it was a decent win for New England. And for Miami, they still have a lot of things they got to figure out. But they did at least they did score. Their offense looked a little bit better this week than what it did week 1.
Jay,
hold on, Tony.
Okay.
Chris, you gave Jay and his Cowboys a whole summary of some good stuff, and then you just give me my team. I know Drake May's gonna be this good guy. I like what they did offensively, then defense. I want more. Give me some more. I know you want to say something special. Come on.
I didn't see as much as the New England game yesterday as I did the Cowboys and Giants game.
See, now that just break my heart. It was same time and everything. We were both 1 o'clock.
I'll see more of it. Hey, I'll see more of New England this week against Pittsburgh, though. So I'll have a better recap.
You know what? I'll take it. Let's not mind the fact that we finally beat Tua Tagovailoa in the NFL. We'll ignore that. He's finally, he's 7-1 now. It's okay. But I'll take it for next week because we're gonna beat A-Ron.
Okay. Jay?
Yeah, Dolphins are just hot garbage. Just I mean, I don't know. Hey, maybe they need to have another team-only meeting or something. I mean, they played a little bit better than they did against the Colts. I'll give them that, but they was still hot garbage. Tua got sacked like 5 times. They ran the ball 15 times for like 60-something yards. Actually, only had like 2.1 yards per carry. It just looked ugly, ugly, man. And I gotta tell you, hold on. Yeah, hold on. 22 penalties. 22 between the two teams, 22, 10 and 12 respectively.
I don't want to cut you off, but after week 1, they did have a team meeting, an only meeting.
Oh, I know. That's why I said they need to have another one.
Oh, damn. Okay, well, they should add fans into there.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'd be bringing everybody and anybody up into that team meeting, man. Damn. I mean, you give up 5 sacks. It just man, what a time to be alive, man. When you let the damn New England Patriots beat you, man. Jesus. Hey, you guys are sloppy, though, Frankie. Y'all guys got to clean up those penalties. 12 penalties, 75 yards. That looks like the kind of numbers that Cowboys were putting up in years past.
Shut up. Just because you end up with 3 penalties. Shut up. No, I don't want to hear that.
I'm just trying to tell you, dude. Y'all out there playing like a bunch of inmates, man. Damn.
Clean up our mess. We had about week 1 against the Ravens.
I can't hear you, man. All I hear is walk, SJ. We look like total ass.
Hey, you can say what you want. At the end of the day, I gotta win. I don't care. You gotta win too. We winners this week.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you, man, Frankie. Hey, a win is a win, babe. Just take that win. We'll be good.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're playing like Aaron Hernandez.
Oh, damn. Aaron Hernandez. Big Glenn, your thoughts on the game? I think I already know, but okay.
Yeah. I had to throw that one in there because I figured to slide that one in there. That thought on that about Aaron Hernandez, but anyways, that's beside the fact. Patriots got the job done just like I thought they would. It was a good game. Obviously, they kind of let Miami slide back in, but when you face your own division, those kinds of things can happen. Obviously, but yeah.
Yeah, I thought New England looked pretty good. Like I said, got to clean the penalties up, but I was impressed with New England. Especially, you give up that return for a touchdown and you come back with a return right after it. Man, that was crazy. But yeah, I think New England's gonna have a good chance against Pittsburgh. That should be a good game next week. Guys, let's move on.
Don't say that, Tony. Don't say that. Don't say that, Tony. You're gonna give that man all kinds of hype and stuff. Don't do that to him, Tony.
Next up,
Will be as much hype as Archman has got.
Boy, I'm telling you.
I don't even know why Glenn is talking. 1 week he's a Cowboys fan, the next week he's celebrating Danny Dimes. Why he talking?
Well, speaking of Danny Dimes, let's talk about some Indiana Jones. Chris, let's talk about some Indiana Jones.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ.
Pulled out the victory 29-28 over Denver. Hey, we had 473 total yards of offense, 306 from the pass, 167 from the rushing. Held Denver to only, 300 and I think it was 324 total yards. So I thought the defense gave up some big plays, but overall we held them down. But we can't give up the big plays. And also when they got in the red zone, they scored touchdowns. We didn't hold them to field goals. Well, they held us to some field goals. Chris, your thoughts on the game?
Excuse me, are you saying field goats or field goals?
Field goals. I ain't saying about no fucking goat.
That's all I said. That's all you said, field goats. And I'm like, where the hell's the goats? But okay.
If anybody's going to talk about somebody talking, Jesus Christ.
What did you say on my cousin Vinny? Did you just say a ute?
Hey,
what is a ute?
I'm a Mexican hillbilly. Give me some breaks.
Oh man, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Frank.
Speaking of goats, Chris, was Chris going? Sorry, was Chris going?
Yeah.
It don't matter.
Chris, before you go, or as you're going, I'm gonna pull it up in a little bit. You go ahead and you say your segment. I'm gonna speaking of goats, I got you guys. Hold on.
He gonna pull up a picture of Tom Brady.
I'm gonna pull a picture of my.
No, I thought the Colts played really well yesterday on offense. Played pretty good on defense, other than in the first half. We gave up a few big plays in the first half. If you watch this game, Denver had 21 of their 28 points in the first half. Second half, our defense took away a couple of the big plays that they got in the first half. They got them in scoring position, and then in the drive in the second half that they got the points. A lot of those yards on that drive was on penalties. That was the one thing. We had 10 penalties. We got to clean them up. Some of them penalties on that one drive. Oh hell, they called like 6 penalties on one player during that drive. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But offensively, this is the best the Colts offense has looked since Shane Steichen has been with the Colts here now. This is his third season. The offense has been good both games. Got to clean up where we got to start getting a little more touchdowns instead of field goals when we do get in the red zone. But Jonathan Taylor's, we averaged a little over 7 yards a play yesterday as an offense. If you do that, you're going to be in a lot of games. Our defense is playing well. Like I said, gave up one big pass play to Sutton in that first half. But if you take, like I said, we let them get points in the first half. But I liked how we played in the second half defensively, and then, we came up with some big stops there in that fourth quarter to get the ball back. Only thing I didn't really like about the Colts was Shane Steichen's clock management at the end of the game was fucking terrible. You don't settle for a 60-yard fucking field goal. I understand you want to run the clock out and you want to take that field goal with hardly no time left, so the game's over. But you also still have to try to advance the ball and get a few yards. Like, we didn't even try to get no yards. He was just happy with a 60-yard field goal attempt, and that got missed. There was a penalty on it, and we was able to take advantage of that and kick a closer field goal. But I thought the Colts played good. I liked the game plan and everything. My only complaint was the way Steichen managed the end of the game right there. But hey, we're 2-0 going into Tennessee next week. If we play like we have the first 2 weeks, we should have a real good chance of starting getting a 3-0 going into week 4 against the Rams. So been a pretty good start so far. Can't complain about Daniel Jones at all. His first 2 starts with the Colts have been he's been excellent.
Decent.
He had thrown for over 200 yards in a half his whole career. He's done it his first 2 games with the Colts now. Hell, he had like 235 yards passing the first half yesterday. Offense, he's playing real well. Offense is being efficient. Defense looks better. Just got to clean up giving up the big plays, and then fix your clock management at the end of the game. And it was a good performance.
Yeah, I agree, Chris. Put up those amount of yards. Denver's a good defense, and you put up 473 total yards. Your offense is clicking. So I was real happy with Indy yesterday. Again, I agree with you. We instead of gaining yards, we was losing yards on trying to get set up for a field goal. You don't want to fucking lose yards. I know he's worried about the time, but I wasn't happy with that. I also I think we could get a little bit more aggressive when we get into the red zone too. I think we're settling for field goals. I've not been a huge fan of some of his play calling on that too. But hey, it's a new quarterback. It's his first 2 games there. They're still filling things out. And the first 10 times that they've touched the ball, they've scored. That his first 10 series he scored. So that's the first time ever.
They've only had 2 possessions this season where they haven't scored.
Yeah. So the offense is definitely clicking, and it's going to get better. Hopefully, defense will. So definitely moving in the right direction. Big Glenn, your thoughts?
Man, I so wanted to enjoy that win last night. It wasn't anything that the Colts did or didn't do. It was just a fever game, but the Colts took care of business. But I want to see them win some games on the road. I want to see them go down to Tennessee and win 33-10. I want to see them go down to Jacksonville and win, and God knows how long it's been. I'm not too excited on the Colts just yet. Obviously, I want to see how they do on the road in their division before I get too excited.
Real
I mean,
story.
why should you? You're not a Colts fan, right? You're a Cowboys fan. I don't know why you should get excited.
I knew Frankie was going to come back in with that. So
Okay, Frankie.
What do you want me to say? You want me to praise you guys? You want me to praise
Indiana
Daniel Jones?
Indiana
I'm not gonna
Jones.
praise Daniel Jones. What the hell is Daniel Jones? You know what you guys sound like right now? You guys sound like the Giants on the year where they re-signed him and not re-signed Saquon Barkley. This is what you guys sound like right now in the first 2 weeks because you dominated the Dolphins, who clearly, like Jay said, are dog poop right now, which I agree because look what we did to them yesterday. And then you guys played who? A team, a Denver Broncos team who don't know how to line up right when it's a field goal attempt. This is your job. This has been the number one rule in the rule book, and you just don't know how to line up right. And it got you guys a fresh set of downs. You still didn't do anything with those fresh set of downs because you had to kick a field goal for the win anyway. Listen, congratulations on your win, Indianapolis. Congratulations. I'm happy for you because you guys are 2-0, and I know it's been a long time since y'all seen a 2-0 within the first 2 weeks. So congratulations. But I am not gonna sit here and praise Daniel Jones. That's why when Gonzo said he's been playing excellent with that last two, no, it's not excellent. He's playing decent. All right, and I get it. 200 yards in the first half. You know, in the last 2 games, that's the first time in his career. But let's not forget, he played with the Giants, who don't know how to sign weapons. They don't even know how to sign linemen. They only know how to sign defense, and that's not even good because the defense couldn't stop Dallas yesterday. So, I mean, congratulations on your win, Indianapolis.
Okay, Jay.
Yeah, you know, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, agree with me, Jay. Go ahead.
No, I absolutely agree with you. Very little defense, obviously, in this game as well. But Danny Dimes, I give him credit. He didn't turn the ball over. He played within the system. He's a good game manager. Your boy, Jonathan Taylor. That boy. Yeah, he was a beast. He feasted and feasted and feasted and feasted and feasted some more. And then when he couldn't feed, he feed on some more, man.
Congratulations on your win, Gonzo.
Hush your mouth. Hush your mouth. I'm talking. Right now, you got to figure out what football team you're a fan of. You can't serve 2 masters. So you sit there until you figure out what your decision is. And at the end of this show, you give your decision. You cannot serve 2 masters. I am so sick of watching you go left and watching you go right. Sometimes you got to go down.
Hey, my opinion on both of them were the same.
You need to do the same thing, too, because you're really a Houston Texans fan.
You shut your pie hole. Nobody wants to hear you. Nobody wants to hear you.
I'm just confused on why Jay called him. I'm just confused on why Jay said choose your masters. I mean, Jerry Jones isn't a master. He's the devil. And I don't think Indianapolis has a master.
Again, I'm gonna go. See, my.
Yep.
I can't.
Go ahead, Jay.
Frankie be like, well, who's your? All right, we'll let that little metaphor go.
Sure, that man.
Jonathan Taylor, though, 2,565, 6.6 yards a game. To go 25 carries and still be averaging around 6.6 yards, that dude was trucking. Then on the receiving side, he comes back and he gives you what? Two catches, 50 yards, a touchdown. I mean, the dude was just playing almost. I think he had 200 yards total from line. Yeah, over 210 yards from line of scrimmage, touchdown. Not bad, not bad at all. And then your boy Tyler Warren. 4 catches, 79. Your offense is definitely clicking. I don't think everybody's going to dispute your offense clicking. I think it's going to be more on that defensive side. Once you get that defensive side a little bit more in groove, I think you're going to be on point.
Defense played pretty good yesterday, especially in the second half.
Yeah. But yeah, what I was trying to say, Gonzo, was congrats on the win this week, man, because Jonathan Taylor tore my butt up on fantasy.
Okay, guys. Next game I had was Cincinnati Bengals holding on to beat Jacksonville 31-27. Jacksonville ran the ball real good again, about 140 yards rushing. The Bengals only rushed for 48 yards, but they did have 302 passing, even without Burrows, who got hurt. Looks like he's done probably for the season, guys. He's definitely done. Looks like if he has the surgery, which it looks like he's going to be out for at least 3 months. So I mean, if he come back, if the Bengals were in the playoffs, he might be able to play. Jay, your thoughts on the Cincinnati Bengals? They're 2-0, but where do they go from here?
Yeah. Burrow's at a minimum, he's out 3 months. It could be a lot more than 3 months. It just depends on when they go and put those screws and plates and all that hardware that they put in there. You know, it's going to take a little while for that to heal. So really, it's more the heal time than it is really anything else. He messed with the metacarpal and the phalange. So he's going to be in a great deal of healing for a very good amount of time. So I think at a minimum 3 months, maximum 5. Just depends on how well his body recuperates. Maybe if he goes to Europe or South America where they have all those experimental medicines, maybe they can get him some plasma injections and make it heal faster. Who knows? But right now, I would say he's out at least a minimum of 3. Burrow is done. Bengals were my suicide pick this week against Jacksonville. Thank God they didn't let me down. The backup quarterback came in here and handled business. They were able to carry out the mission and beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. But I got to tell you, this is another game where there was no defense, all offense. And, yeah, man, I'm surprised I got that. I thought when Burrow went down, I was going to lose that suicide pick. But thank God that Jacksonville sucks just as bad as everybody else does. So it was good to pick up that suicide win.
I would think Cincinnati's done, guys. I mean, they have no running game to rely on, and their defense is not very good. So you got to outscore teams. And without Burrow being there, I don't see them outscoring teams very often. So I think Cincinnati's done. Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't think Cincinnati was going to go real far this year before the Burrow injury, and this, to me, the Burrow injury just kind of seals it up that they're not. Their defense isn't up to par yet, and then their offense. I mean, for as much money as they were spending, it was starting to get going yesterday, but a little bit better. But it hadn't been. First game didn't look real great. Was looking better yesterday, and then of course you have that injury. I mean, Browning isn't bad. He comes in. He came in last year. He can play. He plays decent, but they just don't have enough on the defensive side of the ball, and it's hard to ask a backup quarterback to come in and win a shootout every week. So yeah, I think I'll see. And Cincinnati's in a tough division with Baltimore and
Pittsburgh. Frankie, your thoughts?
Yeah, man, this is listen, it's a good start to the Bengals because most these last like 3 years we've been seeing them like start 0-3, 1-2, like negative. And then you start the year 2-0, and as soon as you start 2-0, you already get told that you're done with your quarterback for basically the year, right? Because 3 months from now is what? December. So I mean, you're basically telling us that your quarterback's done for the year. You're just going out there saying that we have hopes that he'll come back during playoff times, like Jay said. Listen, Joe Burrow's done. But I like backup quarterbacks. You know, we've seen a lot of history where backup quarterbacks finally get the chance to come in and show what they got, and they shine. Let's not forget, you know, they might be down Joe Burrow, but they still got Jamar Chase. They still got T. Higgins. So as long as you got those guys that can, you know, give you your routes and help the quarterback that's going to come in and continue playing for the Bengals, give some help. Who I don't even know who the backup is. Honestly, I didn't see who.
Brett Rippon is their backup.
Who's backup?
Or actually, he's on a practice squad. I take that back.
Jake Browning.
Browning. That's right, Browning.
Come on, man. Come on, guys. A guy with a name. Listen, his name is Brownie. Who don't love brownies? We all love brownies, especially when we got the munchies. Man, let's believe in this brownie guy. You got Jamar Chase. You got T. Higgins. You got Henderson on the defensive side. Listen, I feel like the Cincinnati Bengals will be okay. I'm not gonna sit here and say they're gonna be in the playoffs because, like Chris said, you got the Ravens in that division. You got the Steelers in that division, which, by the way, the Steelers can be a hit and miss, right? I mean, they had a good comeback game week 1, and then we seen what happened last week with Seattle. in week 2. So I mean, they could be a hit and miss. You have a chance to fight for that division still. You're 2-0. So technically, right now, Bengals are in second place, tied with the Ravens. Or no, they're actually in first place. But the Ravens lost week 1.
Yep,
So
sure.
you right now, the balance is in Brownie's hands, and we love brownies, right, Chris? We love brownies late at night during munchie season times. Like let's believe in Brownie, baby. Let's believe in Brownie. He got 2 wide receivers that can do it for him. Let's not put the Bengals down just yet.
Actually, and the Bengals are bringing in, I want to say it's like 5 or 6 different ex-NFL quarterbacks to try out for that spot to replace him. I know Heineke name was mentioned, and a few others were mentioned in there. I can't remember all the list, but I know Heineke's name was definitely in there. So, yeah, I guess we're going to find out who the next quarterback is, at least temporary quarterback is.
Well, what I read was that they're looking to bring in somebody for a backup, but Browning's going to be the starter, and they're looking to bring somebody to back him up, is what I read. Big Glenn, your thoughts on the game?
Sucks to see Joe Burrow go down. Great quarterback, got to the Super Bowl early in his career. But, last couple of years, they've been floundering at the start of the season, then trying to make it up late. But now that they obviously something similar to what Frankie said, now that they start 2-0, they lose them for pretty much the whole season. But their division is so tough, they're not going to make the playoffs.
That's who it was. Jameis Winston, Taylor Heineke, Desmond Ridder, and Kirk Cousins are who they're going to reach out to and see if they can get signed on to the team. That's the list they have.
I can see Kirk Cousins, but I don't think that's going to happen because there is news going around right now that Michael Penix is probably a little bit hurt. He's a little banged up, not fully banged up, but let's not overlook Michael Penix. Probably taking a week off or something.
Yeah, and Jalen Daniels is got a hurt knee a little bit, so I don't know how bad, but they're looking at his knee. Guys, got another one more game, and unless there's any other games you guys want to go through, but I did want to talk about Philadelphia defeating Kansas City 20-17. Kansas City only 294 total yards of offense. Philadelphia only had 216. So you guys' thoughts, Chris? Your thoughts on this Philadelphia team? They're 2-0, but what do you think?
Oh, Chris said he'll be right back. He had to go ask those kids that he paid 15 cents an hour that are working in his basement. Right now. He said he'll be back.
A dime and a nickel.
Okay, Frankie, your thoughts on Philadelphia?
I expected this to be like nothing usual, right? This is 2 teams that were in the Super Bowl last year. They know how to play each other. It was definitely a good. I wouldn't say good defensively, but you also can't say good offensively, right? I mean, you had Devontae Smith who missed a good chance to get a touchdown, honestly, and it pissed me off because I got him on my fantasy. And then you could say the same thing for Travis Kelce, right? Who turned his head late in that third or fourth quarter, where he could have potentially got a touchdown. Instead, it bobbled out of his hands and ended up being an interception, returning back for about 30 yards. So it kind of screwed Kansas City out on trying to win that game, which also, Jay, pissed me off because I got Travis Kelce on my fantasy as well. So that's 2 players. That's 2 players in one game that kind of ruined me. But it is. I expected nothing less from this game. Like I said, it's a Super Bowl rematch. They're freshly reminded with each other. It's not like they weren't playing against each other like 2 years ago or something like that. Like these 2 teams were just playing each other like 7 months ago. So they're freshly reminded on what they can do. It's just more of Philly losing so many key pieces on defense that I felt if Philly would have kept those key pieces, that I felt like Kansas City would have been in definitely bigger trouble because last year in the Super Bowl, they only had about like 6 points in the first half. So I mean, we've seen this before. It was a good win for Philly. I would have loved to seen a little bit more offense on this game.
Yeah, you mentioned about Kelce, the ball going out of his hands and that guy intercepted. And not only did they have a good return, but then they went down and scored the touchdown to put them up 20-10 and basically won the game. So because it looked like the Kansas City was going to score and take the lead. So that was a big play. And Philadelphia, I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, the quarterback had less than 100 yards passing, 216 total yards, 122 that was rushing. Jay, your thoughts on Philadelphia and where they're at right now?
I thought Jalen Hurts had at least 101 passing yards.
He had
Mike,
94. He had 94 total. With the
Probably got
negative
something
yards
like
added in,
that.
it was 94 total yards.
yeah, because probably have a sack.
Oh, okay. That's why Chris Jones yelled out in the fourth quarter, like, you ain't even reached 100 yards. And Jalen Hurts is like, but we won the game. Shut your bitch ass up.
Yeah, like the scoreboard. Yeah.
Yeah, here's the thing. They played a Kansas City team that, quite honestly, didn't really have anybody on offense. I mean, Kelsey, was their leading rusher in terms of yardage at 61. And then you had, what's his name? Hollywood Brown had 5 catches for 30. So, I mean, it wasn't a whole lot. I felt like the biggest thing for me for Kansas City, they are definitely missing Rashee Rice, and then they're definitely missing Xavier Worthy. I think not having those 2 wide receivers plus having Kelsey. Look, I don't know if y'all noticed, Kelsey don't look the same. He didn't even look like he got the same hunger in his face. There's no more jabronis. Matter of fact, I think Kelsey's the freaking jabroni at this point because he's letting Taylor Swift guide his NFL career. Take that, Jason Kelsey or Travis Kelsey. I said it. You're letting Taylor Swift take over your career because you used to have a dog-like mentality. Y'all remember before you met Taylor Swift? Do you remember that little dog-like mentality? He had the little swag.
Now you got a pussy-like mentality. What's wrong with that?
Whoa.
He don't have that anymore.
What's with the hostility on Travis Kelsey?
I'm saying, look, he got civilized.
He's jealous.
That's a word from Rocky, but it happens to everybody. Sometimes you just get civilized. He needs to be a junkyard dog for that team. He used to be that, and I think that's what made him so good. Was he had that hyped up junkyard mentality? Now he's just soft, as buttercream. No, seriously, that's really one of the big things for me that I took away from Kansas City because they did okay. They did a pretty good job defensively. They held Jalen Hurts to 100. He didn't throw a touchdown. They didn't get a pick off. They held Saquon to 88 yards. I mean, defensively, I felt like the Chiefs did a great job. But offensively, they are super anemic. And I think that's going to be the biggest thing until Rashee Rice comes off the suspension, which I think is not until week 6, I believe. Then they'll have an actual target to really throw the ball to. But they just look terrible right now. Offensively, they look anemic and terrible.
Chris, your thoughts?
Chiefs should have won the game. Chiefs played better than what Philadelphia did, other than the interception. That turnover was the difference in the game. That ball going off Kelsey's hands and them getting that. Neither offense looked in this game played real great. But I'm actually more worried about Philadelphia than I am Kansas City. I think the Chiefs will be fine. But, Philadelphia has to figure out their offense. If they can't sustain drive and score more points, it's going to be hard for them to keep moving on in the NFC and get back to the Super Bowl. And the Chiefs, to me, are the team we thought they were. We know they're not going to be explosive on offense. They weren't explosive on offense last year either, but they were able to make enough plays. They're not making those plays right now. So I'm worried about both these teams offensively, but I know the Eagles are 2-0, but yeah, I think they still have a lot of questions on the offensive side of the ball. It's going to be hard to win a lot of games going through the season if you're only getting they have 216 yards of total offense. I mean, it's going to be hard to win a lot of games that way. You're basically asking your defense to have to play perfect all the time, and we all know in the NFL there's going to be games where your defense isn't going to be perfect. So, but both offenses have a lot of work to do. But both defenses are pretty damn good.
I got one thing to say about that Eagles game, and I talked to you guys about it in pre-show. I felt like with that tush push, they're lining up, all that offensive line is lining up in that neutral zone. And I don't understand why they're not getting called for the neutral zone infraction that we always see previously before. I feel like the Eagles are getting away with that.
And I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just asking.
Yeah.
How can an offense line up in a neutral zone? I thought it was only a defense.
No, they can line up. I think you can only have one person on the line, which is a center, which is the ball, and then everybody else has to be off the line.
No, not the linemen.
Is that right?
Yeah, not the linemen's.
But they can't.
That's
I don't know.
just
But
like-
it says it.
That's for like, so say for instance, like Travis Kelce's lined up with the linemen's, right? He has to be like at least like an inch back from the linemen's.
When I saw them put their hands down in that tush push, they were all in that damn neutral zone. Like they were dead even with the tip of that. Damn near dead even with the tip of that ball.
You sound like all the other Chief fans and Andy Reid. You're pointing at that instant, that little replay. That's what you're looking at. I'm pretty sure that's what you're talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Like, I don't understand how they're not getting off the neutral zone though.
And I think Tony is right. I think neutral zone is more based on defense. If anything, they should have called offensive like offside or anything like that.
I've never heard of neutral zone for an offense.
I think it's more of a hand position than it is like a helmet head position. Because when you look at it, like their hands are on the line of scrimmage, or at least behind the line of scrimmage, but their heads are like literally matched up with the line, or at least a little bit over the line. So I see what Jay's trying to say, but I think it's based more on like your hands, because your hands are on the field. Like your head is like right, like it's not on the field.
What I think that they're getting away with isn't the lining up part. If you watch the play, they're getting away with their guards jumping off sides. Their guards are moving before the center snaps the ball. That's what they got away with yesterday. If you watch the two guards are moving before the ball snap. They're getting a jump. That's
Chris,
that's what you need to watch out for.
I'm not even gonna lie, Chris. I feel like I see that on every freaking team. I feel like there's someone.
Yeah, you see that a lot. Yeah, you see it with the other teams too. You don't.
Yeah, like someone in the guards are always jumping so quickly, like literally. Like I don't understand. Like I'm always sitting here and I'm just like, where the hell is the flag on that play? Like there's nobody seeing this right now. Yeah, I see that a lot.
So here's the deal. The neutral zone infraction does occur when any part of an offensive player's body is at or beyond the line of scrimmage before the snap. So you can't have neutral zone infractions on offense. Let's make sure we understand that.
What the hell is Joe even meaning right now?
To me, the tush push
is like Astros trash cans. It's cheating. Aren't you an Astros fan?
How is a tush push treating?
Well, I think what he's saying,
cheating.
But hey, by definition, he says this is how the tush push works. In a tush push, the quarterback is pushed forward by the teammates from behind for the play to be most effective. The offensive linemen often gain a slight forward lean or already positioned at the line of scrimmage. I think that's what he's saying by cheating. They're kind of get that extra advantage by doing that, which is why I'm saying I don't understand why they don't call neutral zone infraction.
It's legal then. You just read it.
You know what I mean?
And I'm pretty sure that's why for the last 2 years now they've been trying to ban the tush push, but because of that slight advantage on the line and getting like a little extra gain, that people want to actually keep it, because if that can work in your favor, why get rid of it?
Here's where the problem comes. When offensive players are so close to the line of scrimmage and then also lean into the neutral zone, it becomes extremely difficult for referees to determine if or when they commit a penalty for being in the neutral zone too early. I think what they're saying is it's so hard to determine that probably often doesn't get called. But you see where they line up. I mean, they crowd up on that ball, Chris. I mean, I've seen it. You've seen it several times. But I think it was just the way they're positioned to make it hard.
How's that cheating? It's within the rules.
I'm not saying it's cheating per se. I didn't say that, but I would say it does give the offense a little bit of an advantage if they're leaning forward into the neutral zone. It does give them kind of a head start in a way. I'm not saying it's cheating, but
you know what, Chris? I feel like teams that play the Eagles constantly are the ones that are feeling like this sucks for them, because teams like the Colts and the Patriots, we don't play the Eagles that much, so we don't care about the goddamn tush push. We don't care about that bandit. Jay, on the other hand, got to play these guys 2 times a year, and he's like, "I'm sick of this goddamn
shit out of here."
Hey, let me tell you something. Let me put my 210-pound body. I'll push that across that damn line. You pay me some good money? Hell yeah.
Jay's like, I seen this game last night with the Chiefs. I seen these lines up the same way in week 1. It wasn't called. Why isn't this shit getting called?
Hey man, let me tell you something. If I was in football, you ever see the replacements? Remember Danny? Go get the ball, Danny. Go get the ball. I'm gonna get the ball. I'm gonna get the ball. I gotta go. Sit down now, Danny.
Okay, guys, let's move on to some Monday Night Football, and then we got some baseball to get through real quick. I'm going to table the boxing until tomorrow. Let's do first of all Tampa Bay at Houston. Jay, what are you expecting out of this game?
I expect a lot of running. I know Tampa with Baker Mayfield, he can put that ball in really good spots. So I expect to see a lot of game management from Baker. I expect to see from Houston's side, I'd like to see them get Dalton Schultz more involved. I feel like if they could get Dalton more involved like Dak did when he was with Dallas, it would take some of the pressure off Nico Collins and T. Higgins. So I would like to see Texas start utilizing Dalton Schultz more. And then, of course, Nick Chubb. I mean, he's your main runner until Mixon gets back, you know. So from Texas, I expect to see a lot more passing than running, only because I feel like Nick Chubb is not – I don't feel like he's 100% that guy because of that knee injury. So I expect to see a lot of passing from them. I expect to see a lot of Bucky Irving in this. Defensively, I expect to see a lot of defense because Tampa's always been known for defense. And obviously, D'Amico Ryan being a defensive guy, I expect them to have – I think Stingley – and company will have their hands full. I think it's going to be a close game, but I think Houston. I'm going to give Houston the slight edge on this one. Slight edge. I think it's going to be 27-24 Houston.
Should we be surprised on you picking your second favorite team?
No, it's not. No, that's not true at all. I don't think Tampa's as good as Houston. I just don't.
I'm going with Tampa Bay, guys. I'm going Tampa Bay to win by 3. Chris.
I like Tampa. I like Tampa Bay in this game. The spread is 2.5 points.
Okay.
They have Texans as a slight favorite, basically because they're at home. But I like the way Tampa's been playing. But Baker has been playing at a high level there as well, and the Texans have been struggling a little bit on the offensive side of the ball, trying to find their groove. So I'm gonna go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Frankie.
Yeah, I'm going Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I like the connection between Baker Mayfield and Chris Evans. I expect them to continue offensively, doing really great. I think CJ Stroud is like the weapons aren't fully healthy just yet. I feel like they're still, finding their stride. But I'm just gonna go Tampa Bay. And just to, go opposite of Jay, just so that everybody can see how much Jay loves his second favorite team.
Hey, I think a lot of you guys don't realize the fact that they went up against the Rams in LA and only gave up 14 points to the Rams and almost came back and beat them. There was 14-9 was the score. So I think you guys are kind of discounting what Houston can do offensively and defensively. That Rams defense is good for a reason.
Big win.
If you're thinking that the Texans will win, all I gotta say is shit. Give me Tampa Bay. They're gonna win by 6.
Damn. Okay, next game up, guys. For tonight, it's a 10:00 game. I think Tampa Bay's 7:00 game. We got the Chargers at the Raiders. Frankie, who you liking this one?
I'm going with the Chargers. I'm hoping Brock Bowers ends up getting hurt again, so that way my fantasy can win this week. Let's go Chargers!
Okay, Big Glenn, what do you think? Oh, he left. Okay, Chris, what do you think?
I like the Chargers in this game as well. Real quick, the spread is the Chargers are 3.5 point favorites, -194 on the money line. To me, Chargers. I know they've been one of the more impressive teams as well. They looked real good in week 1. Justin Herbert looked excellent in their first week. I think they're going to come out and play real well again. Raiders are better than what they were last year, but I don't think the Raiders are going to have enough. I like the Chargers defense, and I really like the way Jim Harbaugh has that offense going, especially in week 1. So I'm going to go with the Chargers.
I like the Chargers too, but I'm not sure they're going to cover the spread. I'm going to say Chargers by 3 because I think it's going to be a close game. They're playing there in Vegas. Jay?
Yeah, first of all, next time I see Glenn, I'm going to kick that cane out from underneath him. Watch that boy fall like a Pillsbury Doughboy. having said that, no, I love Glenn. Glenn knows I love him. But if I see that cane, I am going to put it in my fire pit and burn the hell out of it. But anyway, that's besides the point. No, I definitely think the Raiders are taking a step in the right direction and turning that team around. They really have. I think Pete Carroll is resetting that team to be something special. I think he's going to give him a little bit of time, like AJ Hinch did with Detroit. Give him time. I think he's going to have that Raiders team on point. But I don't think it's going to be enough to take out that Chargers team. They're playing good football, obviously. So I'm gonna keep riding that Justin Herbert train, and I'm going with the Chargers on that one.
Yep. Hey guys, let's do some Major League Baseball and then get out of here. We got the American League right now. Toronto, Detroit, and Seattle are leading their divisions. Houston's a game out of behind Seattle for the division. The wild cards, we got the Yankees, Boston, and Houston. We got out of the wild card right now. We got Texas -2 and Cleveland 2.5. In the National League, we got Milwaukee, Philadelphia, and the Dodgers winning the divisions right now. The wild cards are the Cubs, San Diego, and the Mets. In the wild card behind them, just out of the wild card, San Francisco, 1.5. Arizona 2 back, and Cincinnati all the way to 2.5 back. Jay, let's go to you. What are you thinking about the American League wild card and the division with Houston?
Yeah, first of all, I just want to say big shout out to Zach Cole, man. That guy went 3 for 5 in his major league debut and and one of them was a home run. I mean, matter of fact, his first at bat was a home run. So Zach Cole, I hope you can be what we need to spark our offense and get us back on track. That would be really helpful right about now. So tonight I think we just finished up the series with the Braves. I think we took 2 out of 3 with the Braves. And then tonight we get Texas, the first of the 2 divisional rivals that we start to play before we get out of here. So this is a big 3 or 4 days. I don't remember how many games we got with them. I think it's 3, but it's a big stretch. We got Texas, and then we got Seattle right after that. So I expect to see a hard, nasty game between the Rangers and Houston. Anytime these two guys go at it, it's always ugly, it's always nasty, it's always emotional drama filled. So I expect to see a lot of that in tonight's game. Right now we got Jason Alexander going up against Jack Leiter. I really like this guy Alexander. He has been on point since coming to the Astros. He really has been a very good starting pitcher. Where I need him to do is I need him to go 6 or 7 innings and then let the bullpen take over. Hopefully, get this win tonight over Texas. In terms of the divisional itself, man, geez, it's tight as hell. New York and Boston still have a firm grip on where they are in the wild card, and obviously it's between Seattle, Houston, and Texas, and possibly KC or Cleveland. I think this is really more of a fight between Seattle, Texas, and Houston for that third wild card spot. So that's why this next 2 series that Houston's playing is going to be so incredible, because it's going to be what I think ultimately what determines the AL side of it in terms of the wild card left and the divisional side. So it's going to be a big game. The next 3 days, actually next 6 games for Houston is going to be really big. On the National League side, I think the Mets are toast. Dude, those dudes suck so bad. They're not. I mean, it's ridiculous. So I got a feeling. I still feel like San Fran really had missed an opportunity the other night. They should have won the other night and secured that spot outright. But just give it a couple of more days, man. I think San Fran's going to be the third wild card. Maybe Cincy, but Cincy also screwed up. Yeah, Cincy had a wonderful opportunity to get up into that wild card spot. I think you guys were playing the Athletics. Tony, I'm giving you softballs. Softball, Tony. We should be playing home run derby right now.
I know.
But either way, I think you guys have a really crazy battle between San Francisco and Cincinnati. I think New York's going to completely fall all the way out. So I think that San Francisco and Cincinnati is going to be the test.
Well, we got Arizona in front of us now too. Frankie, your thoughts on the American League and your Yankees?
We had a good 2 weeks, Tony. We had a good 2 weeks. We took a series in Houston. We took a series against Toronto and New York. We did lose the series against Detroit. That's a really good baseball team, but I feel like we beat ourselves in that series. And then we took the series in Boston. It was a good 2 weeks, especially taking 3 out of 4 of those series against all teams that are possibly in potential for the playoff spot. I'm excited. Now we go up against Minnesota. We got weak people now. So all I need is for someone in these next 2 weeks to beat Toronto. All right, that's all I want. And if they can't, it's cool. I'm not focused on the division no more. I'm focused on that wild card lead spot. It looks like we could potentially face the Red Sox if playoffs continue to stay like this. And we got, I think, a 2.5 game lead or 2 game lead over Boston. So this I'm feeling great right now. All right, I'm not like Jay, where Jay a couple months ago was all happy about being in the division lead, and now we're close to the end of the season, and he's at the edge of his seat, rocking back and forth, hoping Seattle could lose so that way he could slide on in there. But God, how things turn for the worse for Houston fans. I love it. I just sit back, relax, laugh, cry. I don't know. But for you guys, I know, man, National League, it looks a little weird right now. You got, like you say, you got San Fran who had that wild card spot after the Mets lost 7 in a row, and then lost it to the Dodgers. And I think the Mets are back in it. I'm not 100% sure because I think they won yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. So the Mets are back in it. You guys are falling because you guys just got swept. It's not looking good for your Reds after. But I enjoy this because I've been saying this since day one, and Chris knows this. Tony, you know this. I hate Terry Francona, and ain't nothing more that I will love than for Terry Francona to be like, listen, we were almost there. Maybe we just missed one key piece. No, Terry, you're the one key piece that ruined this franchise, all right? Ruined this franchise. These players are fighting their asses off for a playoff spot, and they almost got it. And your management skills suck so bad that you got swept. All right, you got swept by a team you should have swept yourself, and you would have been in the nice little thing called a wild card spot, but you're not. Now you got to face who you guys facing. It don't matter because you got Terry Francona managing this baseball team, and it's just gonna ruin you guys. I feel bad for you guys. I do hope you end up in it. Honestly, I really do, because nothing will please me more than to see Terry Francona get eliminated in the wild card.
Okay, Chris, what are you thinking after all that?
No, it was a rough weekend for the Reds. It's just like we were playing decent baseball. Come off a series win over the Mets, win the series against the Padres, and then you go into the series against the Athletics and play like shit. Athletics, they hit the ball. What killed us was not yesterday, Saturday night's game. 7 out of the 9 innings, we had our leadoff runner on, scored no runs. Left over the weekend, I think we stranded almost 40-something base runners in that series against the Athletics. We stranded over 40 fucking base runners. You're not going to win baseball games. Like, you're getting guys on base, but we can't get no hits to advance them. The only good thing is we still have a chance. It's a slim chance. You got to keep winning series. Got to start tonight against the Cardinals. Get a win tonight. Get this series against the Cardinals, and then go from there. But yeah, it's a rough weekend for the Reds. But our main problem was, hey, shit.
They're upset.
Yeah, you know what? Hey, you know what? That's that poor kid. Hey, that's that poor kid over there screaming because he's stuck being a Red fan.
He said that 50 cents an hour ain't enough.
No, they try to put Astro shirt on him.
Yeah.
Oh no, that might be screams of elation.
Hey, you got it wrong. That's not him screaming. That's him banging on a trash can. Let me know the signal.
That's good. Then he's already trained and ready to go.
There we go.
Hey, you know what? You just saved me about 45 hours on the job training.
Listen, I knew I heard something funny. Jay might be old and Tony might be old, and you guys might need to turn up your hearing aids. But I think Chris was right. I heard something banging, and all I could hear is someone screaming, Altuve, Altuve, Altuve. And I'm just like,
Hey, if y'all want to talk about trash coaches that can't take a team anywhere, just go ask about Aaron Boone. Dude's still trying to find a World Series ring.
I mean, you can't do nothing more when you got a freaking cheating coach that can't beat him without cheating.
That's not true. We won in 2022. As a matter of fact, we whooped their ass to get there.
I give you that.
Sweep the
Dusty
Yankees
Baker.
in 22. I think we swept the
Can
Yankees
you shut up?
in
I just said I'll
22.
give you that. I was just about to praise Dusty Baker, but since you want to keep going, I'm glad Dusty left your dusty ass franchise. Because look at you guys now.
Good. Maybe
You're the
Brian
laughing
Castro will
stock-
keep his
you're the
sorry ass
laughing-
in your
You're
GM
the
spot.
laughing stock. You're the laughing stock of your division. You start at the bottom, you work your way up, and now you're sliding out of the wild card spot. Ain't nothing
Whatever.
better than seeing a dusty ass franchise like the dusty ass.
Here come the
Houston
Mariners.
Whatever. Shut up, Glenn. I told you can't speak until you have one team. One team, and then you're allowed to talk. Until you get to one team, you're not allowed to talk. You get one team.
Oh, I'm going to speak. I make the rules as far as my voice is concerned. But yeah.
Hey Joe, ain't nobody joking about your Astros. We're just telling truths, bro. We're just telling truths.
Okay, go.
Hey, don't worry, Joe. He just mad that, think about it. Yes, yes, the trash can. I get all that. But you know how much adversity we went through, and yet we still got another championship. You guys over there in the lap of luxury with all your money and your fancy digs, this, that, and the other, y'all still can't seem to get a damn championship since 2009. So shut your pie hole.
Hey, it's hard to win a championship. It's hard to win a championship when Trump ain't doing his job and deporting these goddamn Japanese players. It's hard. All right, it's hard.
Judge Shohei Ohtani be looking at you, man.
We're not going to sit here. Man.
Hey,
Listen,
I told you. Listen.
And we're not.
I don't know why y'all keep listening to me. Hey, listen, you keep going to Japan to get your players. You got to go to South America. You got to go to Dominican. You got to go to Puerto Rico. You got to go to Mexico, Venezuela. No, that's where you got to go.
Those are legal. Those are legals. They're legals. Okay. We don't go to Japan anymore. We get legals. But listen, me and Chris are not gonna sit here and say 2022. You guys won it. You guys deserve it. Congratulations. We're not gonna
appreciate that.
Of course, but we're not gonna point at the fact that we did see you guys cheat on one game with an illegal bat. But it's okay. We're not.
Please.
Okay, Big Glenn, your thoughts on Major League Baseball right now?
The Mariners going to take that AL West. And there you have it.
Astros gonna make playoffs.
Wild card, baby. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll get the wild card. I don't think they'll win the division.
Hey, I still need to know who your football team is. You can't serve both people. You got to choose a team. Choose a team, Glenn.
Who's your team, Glenn? Who's your football team?
Cowboys and Colts.
See, Glenn. That's the problem. That's the problem.
I'm gonna give you the answer every day of the week. Twice on Monday.
That's just weird. He can't choose between a star or a horseshoe. I think what's funny, Tony, before you pick your thing, I think it's funny with the AL playoff, right? Because Seattle and Houston are fighting for that spot. You got Yankees and Boston in the top two spots. Obviously, the first round bye is going to be between Toronto and probably Detroit, obviously. But it'd be interesting because if it sits the way it does, Jay, we're going to get division rival wild card weekend, baby.
Yeah.
Houston versus Seattle, Boston versus New York. It's going to be interesting in the AL.
Yeah.
I can't wait for October to come around.
That might be the best playoffs opener of all time. Of all
I'm
playoffs,
going to tell you right now. Hey, listen, I'm going to tell you right now. I would not be upset if we stayed as the wild card, to be honest with you, because if we play the wild card, then that means I got to play more games in Seattle. They don't have that short porch in Seattle. I hate that short porch in Houston. That's been such a bad thing for Houston since we had that short porch. So I'm good. I'm good with playing in Seattle away if I have to.
It's also because Houston sucks playing at home.
No, not necessarily. We have a winning record at home. It's just we play better away when we don't have to deal with that short porch. Yeah. It's all good.
Yeah, guys, I'm hoping the Reds can get in, but right now I think San Francisco's going to probably get that spot over the Mets. I think they're going to catch them. And then that way, if that happens right now, that series, San Francisco would end up playing the Dodgers. in the first round. So, and the walk.
Yeah.
No, yeah, they would. They would be.
And don't be surprised, Tony. Don't be surprised if the Dodgers lose, because the Dodgers don't look like the Dodgers of last year.
No, they're not consistent at all. I agree.
No.
Frankie,
And not just offensively, Tony, but starting pitching wise and bullpen wise, they are inconsistent.
Bullpen especially. Okay, guys, you guys got anything else before we get out of here?
Taylor Swift is pregnant.
Got one thing to say, man. Frankie, I just look at your schedule, man. That is the weakest schedule I've ever seen to wrap up a season. They must have gifted you some good stuff, man. Good
I know.
for
That's
you.
why I said it earlier. I'm like, I'm good for the next 2 weeks. I think we gotta.
God.
For the next 2 weeks, I need one of these teams. I think it's Tampa Bay that plays twice against Toronto, and then I forgot who was the other two teams. But I need someone in one of these franchises in the series to beat Toronto for me.
Yeah, that's all I had.
Don't hate because we got gifted. Listen, we earned this gift.
Hey, you start playing good at the right time. That's what it takes sometimes.
Exactly.
Mm.
All you gotta do is not have Terry Francona as your manager. That's all you gotta do.
All right.
Real quick, you got to be liking having Stanton back, though. Stanton's actually been playing pretty good for you guys now.
Oh, shut the hell up, Jay. I would never say some shit like that.
You don't like the way Stanton's playing?
Listen, I don't care how Stanton plays. If he plays like this in October, then I don't care. But from March to September, I don't give a shit how he play.
Ain't shit but hoes and tricks.
Listen, when I went to Yankee Stadium last week, right? They're doing the lineup one by one. Stanton name come out, and everybody's standing up cheering, and I'm just sitting down. And my sister-in-law is looking at me like, "Why aren't you cheering with your little fan base?" My wife over there looking at her saying, "He fucking hates Stanton, and I don't know why." I'll tell you guys why, and I'll tell you guys why. And this is why I don't celebrate when Stanton hits a home run, right? I'll just sit here and say, "Good job," because it get us a run. But I'm not gonna stand up and be like, "Let's go, Stanton, woo!" And then it'll be all these other people.
Or let's go, G.
Call him Daddy Stanton or some shit. Like, I don't do none of that, because he gets his home run, and then that home run, we won't see it again for like another 4 games. Okay, and then after that one home run he hits, he swings at stupid shit. All right, it's typical Stanton. This is what he does. But when October comes around, I might celebrate, because October is different with Stanton. It counts. It counts.
Well, all right. That's all I got. Oh, by the way, just make sure if you like today's content, guys, make sure you give us a like and subscribe on our YouTube contents at GSR as well as ESEN. Y'all have a good one.
Yep, yes. Everybody, good day.
Yeah,
pay them kids more than 15 cents an hour.
And if you like toes, feet, heels, and all, go follow my OnlyFans.
I thought that's for fat loss or something.
No. You go to my OnlyFans. It's onlyfans.com/
$5.99.
Gonzo Sports Room.
Yeah, James gonna head over out.
You can look it up at onlyfans.com/ Gonzo Sports Room.
He said the theme music on his OnlyFans page is "Arms of an Angel." On the arms
No.
of an angel. We too can.